So we are going to get familiar with activity lifecycle, and practically we are going to create a new application for Android. We are going to understand activity lifecycle, and then we are going to perform the demonstration. So let's go to our Android Studio. We're going to get started with a sample Android application project. Once the project is created, we are going to override the methods which we have discussed. So we are going to understand where onCreate method is, onStart method we are going to create. We are going to create onResume method. We are going to do onPause. We are going to do onStop, and we are going to do onDestroy. So we'll understand all these methods. So now what we have to do here, we are going to get started with our activity demo. Using Android Studio, we are going to design a sample application. Let's go next. We are going to make this application for minimum SDK Gingerbread. So this application will run from Gingerbread to the latest operating system for Android available. Let's click on next. Here what we'll do, we are going to select a default activity, and let's say we are going to take a sample activity and it will be empty at the moment. So we'll click next. Name of my activity will be main activity, and the design will be in my layout file, and that is known as activity_main.xml. So we'll click on finish, and our first Android application project will be created, and then we are going to perform activity lifecycle, and we are going to get familiar with the activity lifecycles. Application project contains. Application project contains three important sections. The first is manifest file, second is Java, third is resources. In manifest file, it's an XML file which keeps track of all the information about package name of your Android application. Package name is the unique identifier to identify your application. Then it contains information about all the activities. It may be possible that there may be services, there may be broadcast receivers here. Any permission which is required for this application to run are also managed by application Android manifest file. Then we have a Java section wherein within our application package we have a main activity.java, and what this Java file does, it loads a layout. Okay, what is this? Activity_main.xml, and here it is written in XML format, but you can use the design mode and you can drag and drop controls on your application, and you can design a good application in Android. So we'll just see how the phone. Here you have your mobile screen. You can take your controls from the left hand side. You can drag and drop your controls on your application, and what next you can do, you can manage your controls from the component screen, and you can modify the properties of the controls. So now we are going to rename this text view to something like activity life cycle demo. So now we are going to produce some toast messages, and we are going to understand how activity lifecycle works. So now what we'll do, we'll go to our Java file, and here we are going to understand how Android activities work. So here you can see that the very first method which is known as onCreate. Okay. In your Android Studio, you can see that as soon as your main activity runs, your onCreate method will get executed. Okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to simply print a toast message so as to understand in which stage which method is being called. So I'm going to use a class known as toast. This toast class display a pop-up on our Android application. Okay. We can create the pop using a method known as makeText. makeText. And this method makeText takes three arguments. The first argument is the context or name of the activity in which toast has to be displayed. because it may be possible that your Android application may have many activities. So in which activity your toast should be displayed, we have to specify name of that activity or the reference. So we can refer it with the keyword this. This refers to your main activity class. Okay. So now then you have to specify the message which you want to display. So let's say I'm going to say on create called. At this moment on create method is called, and I'm going to print this for a long duration. Toast dot length long. Okay, I'm going to display that for a long duration. Okay, and finally I'm going to show my pop-up. Okay, so this is the Java code to display a pop-up in your Android application. Clear? Now, so as soon as onCreate method call and onCreate method executes, this toast will be displayed. Now we are going to write another method, and that is onStart. So what we can do, let's just come out of this onCreate method, and here we are going to override onStart as well. Okay, so there is another method onStart. Okay. So what it does, you have to override this onStart method. Okay, so here we have got the onStart method, and as soon as this onStart gets executed, we can display this pop-up again. Okay, and we will display it something like onStart executed at the moment, so as to understand how the life cycle works. Okay, so we have got onStart, then we'll go to onResume. Okay, so let's just write another method onResume. So we can use control space and automatically the method will be written. So we have overridden onResume as well. Now within this onResume, we are going to print the toast, and we are going to call it as onResume call. Now what next we need to do? Then we'll go after resume, onPause will be called, stop will be called, and destroyed will be called. So we are going to override another method onPause. Okay, so now once you have used onPause, clear? So your onPause method has been executed, and in the same way we can create onStop and onDestroy as well. So now what you can understand is these are the methods which are available in Android activity lifecycle. Okay, so as soon as your application starts or as soon as your application stops, all these methods gets executed, and you can execute your desired code at any of the individual method execution. So let's say we are going to define onStop called, and finally we are going to say onDestroy called. Okay, onDestroy. So we are going to override the final method onDestroy, and then we are going to understand how these methods work. So here now what you can see that we have created toast for every individual method as far as the life cycle is concerned. So as soon as your activity starts, this is the activity life cycle, and for every life cycle event we have a method, and we can override that method and we can execute our desired task at every situation. Okay, so now let me just save it. What I would like to do, I would like to export this application into an APK file, and then I'm going to test that on our device. To do that, we can go to build, we can generate a signed APK. We have to create a signature to sign our application file and run it on our device. To do this, we are going to create a new key store file. We are going to create this key store file on our desktop, and name of the file will be, let's say, deepak.jks. JKS stands for Java Key Store. Let's click OK. Then we are going to set a password so that nobody else can sign application with our signature. So I have protected that with a password, and password is ABCDE12345. Alias name will be another name and we provide it as a company name. We will set a password for this ABCDE12345, ABCDE12345. Minimum validity for a digital signature is 25 years. Let's say we are going to put the name, let's say Devanshu Shukla, organization unit is Hackweather, company is VMDE Technologies, city Delhi, state Delhi, country code 91. We'll click on OK and now you can see that our key store file with the name deepak.jks will be created and we will use this file to sign our application. Only a signed application can run on a mobile phone. So we have got the information. We'll click on next. Then we are going to specify the passwords ABCDE12345. We'll click OK. We'll click on finish. And once we finish, at the very bottom you will get a message that your signed application project has been created. Our signed APK has been generated. So we'll locate that in Explorer. We'll go to our mobile phone and we'll turn the storage on so that we can transfer application from the computer to this mobile phone. So we'll just open our application in the Explorer within the app directory. You can observe that we have got a class created, app release.apk, within your activity demo directory. So now what we can do is, let's say we can rename this to activity demo.apk and we can copy this file to our mobile phone and there we can install it. To copy that, we like to turn on the mobile storage on. So we'll go to USB connected option. We'll turn on USB storage. Click OK. Once your USB storage is on, we'll get a directory here wherein we will paste this activity demo and then we are going to install application on our device and we'll see how activity lifecycle is working for this current application. So it's progressing at the moment, and once the progress is completed, we'll get our mobile phone mounted within our computer and then we are going to paste our application. So now our device has been mounted and now we are going to paste our activity demo.apk to our mobile device. So here we are going to paste our application activity demo in the mobile device. We'll go to the device, we'll turn off the USB storage, then we'll move to file manager and using file manager we are going to open our application. Here on the file manager, let's open file manager. We'll go to our phone memory and within this phone memory we'll search for our application known as activity demo.apk. So you can see that here this is our application activity demo. We'll open our application. We'll ask package installer to install this application. This package installer will ask for the manifest file. Once we got the manifest file, we will get name of the application, icon of the application and the activity information. Once we click install, application will be installed, and after installation of the application we'll be able to open application and test application on the device. So in the test we are going to test application's activity lifecycle. So now our application has been installed. Now we'll click done. So once the application is installed, now we'll go to our home screen and this time we like to identify the activity life cycles and how they gets executed. Okay, so now we are here. We'll open our activity here, we'll open our application here, and here what we need to do, we'll go to the application activity demo. and name of the application is activity demo. Clear? So let's run this application, activity demo. Now as soon as we run, at the very bottom you can see that on create has been called, then on start has been called, and on resume has been called, and your activity is visible at the moment. Okay, is that clear? Now if I click on home screen, and so now on pause is called and on stop is called. Okay, but on destroy is not called at the moment. So now once we will start our application again, activity demo. So as soon as we start, so this time you can see that on start has been called, on created was not called, only on start and on resume has been called. Okay, clear? And the activity has been resumed. Now let's say if I use my back key, the back key will eventually close your application. Okay, so as soon as we click back, so at this moment you can see that on pause has been called, on stop has been called, and your on destroy has been called. So this is the complete demonstration of your activity life cycle and how it is performed in your Android application.